It all started with Leeds, rather Beckenham. In fact, Team Revsportz was the first unit to reach England. Myself and Shormishta, we travelled to England mid-May. I had some academic work to do, and thereafter Rohit Juglan landed up in Beckenham on the 26th and 27th of May, the midnight. Rohit was there in Beckenham for the practice. I had visited one day, and we tracked India from there on. None of us imagined that the tour would be like this. In fact, one of the first stories that we did was the Indians broke a few window panes and stuff at Beckenham during the practice. It was funny. The focus was then also on the WTC final. The Indian team geared up, the practice matches happened, people started scoring runs, and we started building our hopes. In the build-up, Revsportz did 7 exclusive interviews. We did Ravichandran Ashwin, we did Michael Clarke, we did Sourav Ganguly. In fact, I went to Sourav Ganguly's house in London, and he treated me to some Bengali aloo posto and rice. So we did a lovely interview in his house next to Waterloo. Thereafter, we also spoke to Shardul Thakur, we spoke to Bharat Arun, we spoke to Kuldeep Yadav. So all of these people, this was part of our build-up. Of course, we spoke to Ravichandran Ashwin, and you have seen these clips. In fact, our editor Neil can use some of these in this particular show also. So the build-up was strong. Tim Wigmore, the journalist from the Daily Telegraph, who's written Test Cricket, A History, he came to meet me in Oxford to present the book. I did a series build-up with Tim as well. Tim, to be honest, had predicted a 3-2 England. He said it'll be 3-2 and it'll be much closer than people think. He said, trust me, India will score loads of runs. And that's what Tim Wigmore had said. Ravichandran Ashwin made the point about Virat Kohli, that Virat Kohli has batted his innings. Now it is time to move on. The game is bigger than everybody. So that was part of our build-up. And trust me, the build-up was phenomenal. We got incredible feedback. Clearly, we had put in a lot into the series. Our entire team was travelling, and the idea was that the build-up has to be commensurate with the fact that about 8-9 of us were actually travelling to the UK. Then Debashish Sen landed up on the 12th, and Debashish straight away moved to Beckenham. Rohit and Debashish built up from Beckenham the final practice part. On the 15th, it was in the middle of the Israel-Iran war. The team travelled from Kolkata, from Delhi, and from different parts of the country, while I moved from London to Leeds. I was covering the WTC final, and Debashish and I, we actually did the last interview with Dilip Doshi. Dilip Da died thereafter, and it will be a memory that both of us will always cherish. Dilip Da walking across the road, and we called Dilip Da, and he came back, and he was part of our WTC final show, and he did a 24-minute long interview with Debashish building up the series. These are invaluable moments for us at Revsportz. In fact, thereafter, on one of the days when I was doing my show from outside Lord's, I saw a lady who was pulling a pram, and she was standing there and literally looking at me. I did not know who she was, and finally asked, do you want to have a chat? And she said, yes, I am Dilip Doshi's daughter. I did not know what to say. I was numb. These are little memories that have become part of life now. Leeds, incredible. Our team landed in Birmingham, and as luck would have it, these guys missed their bus from Birmingham to Leeds. And all night I was jumping up and down as to what is wrong with these fellows. How could they miss the bus? Finally, each one of us converged in Leeds, and that's where the first test was. Shubman Gill coming to that press conference seems yesterday and sounded extremely confident at that Headingley cricket ground.
That player can get. Captaining your country, especially in Test cricket, is something, that not many people have the opportunity, and I think I'm very excited for this opportunity.
It was bright and sunny. It was really hot there at Leeds. And then on day one, when it turned completely different, it was rainy and windy and chilly. All of that stuff happened, and India started brilliantly. Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal, that 91-run stand. Just as we were coming out for our live show, Gargi and I, and 2 wickets fell, Sai Sudarshan and KL Rahul. But the day ended fantastically well for India, 359 for 3. And we at Revsportz were delighted. We thought, what a series this is turning out to be. Will India win the first test match at Headingley like 2002 and make history? Unfortunately, it did not happen. The last day, one still remembers 370 chased down from outside of Headingley. People came up to us and said 0-5. We were perhaps the only fellows who kept backing the team and saying not all is over. The first test match India had competed. India scored 800 runs. So do not give up hope. And then our team left Leeds. The Shomishta and I went to Birmingham a day earlier. We took the train while the rest of them came by coach the next day. And we all converged at Edgbaston, an English fortress. Absolute English fortress. That's where Mohammad Siraj met me, and we had that fascinating conversation where he said, you know what, log mere baare mein bahut kuch bol rahe hain, chup karane ka time aa gaya hai. That's when India got Akashdeep. Akashdeep picked up the 10 wickets in Edgbaston, and when have you seen that kind of fast bowling? That over to Jamie Smith. He did not get Jamie Smith out, but almost 4 times out of 6, Smith had no idea. The ball, which was doing nothing for the others, almost started moving a mile for Akashdeep, and that was some over. Without Jasprit Bumrah, India could win. All of us realized that this is a team and much bigger than any individual. While Jasprit Bumrah remains an absolute rock star for India and is much needed in the future, the belief that India could win without Jasprit Bumrah started out in Edgbaston. Shubman Gill, 269, 150. Rishabh Pant, back-to-back hundreds at Leeds. KL Rahul, incredibly strong with his defense. Yashasvi Jaiswal, 100. And all of a sudden, we were seeing a series which was like no other. Mohammad Siraj, in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, put his hand up in Edgbaston. Those 2 wickets, Joe Root and Ben Stokes, and all of India was on fire. 1-1, and the caravan moved to Lord's. We moved to Lord's hoping that could we have another Lord's miracle. And we almost did. We almost had another Lord's miracle. Trying to chase down 170 on the final day, Ravi Jadeja could almost get us there. Mohammad Siraj, when that heartbreak happened, Shoaib Bashir bowling with a broken finger. That ball, he had played a compact defensive shot and the ball rolled on to the stumps, and all of India. It was a collective heartbreak. It was a collective heartbreak and of humongous proportions at Lord's. And thereafter, I was coming back to India. I told the team that, whatever happens, even if I don't go back to Manchester, you guys lead the coverage, because by then, Revsportz had started doing things which we had never done before in our 3.5-year-old journey. We had started making a difference to sports coverage. People would walk up to us from Finchley, from various parts, bringing us food, giving us love, showing us affection. One of our readers and viewers, Joy Neal, brought us a card and a box of Ferrero Rocher chocolates because he was so impressed and happy with the coverage. These little gestures made a difference to us as well. And Lords, after that heartbreak, when I came back to India, I remember all of my teammates, be it Shormishta, be it Gargi, be it Debashish, be it Trisha, be it Shubhayan, be it Rohit, they said, come back, try and come back. And then I made it back after 4 days at home, reached Manchester on a rainy evening. All of us met the next day and it was pouring. It was pouring in Manchester. All of us thought, we were doing that show from outside of Manchester United, and each one of us were debating, will we have a test match? As luck would have it, not a single ball was wasted. The match moved on to the last day. India 0 for 2 on day 4. All of us had literally given up. This is a series ending much like BGT. This is a series ending in disaster. But who would have thought a Washington Sundar, Ravindra Jadeja, Shubman Gill and KL Rahul scripted a Manchester miracle, and our spirits lifted as well. We remember doing our show from outside the Old Trafford Hall, and what a show that was. All of us congregated, each one of us happy. We were celebrating. Zia Asian Grill was our destination in Manchester to celebrate with Indian food, much like Tharavadu in Leeds. So food and culture as much part of our travelogue and our videos as the cricket. That's how a comprehensive tour was. Our people also reported on football. Debashish went to Liverpool. Rohan went to Man City. Shubhayan went to Man City. We celebrated Diego Jota. We celebrated a lot of these football stars. And we also mourned the Diego Jota, real tragedy that was. Our point was we will celebrate sport, not just cricket. Thereafter, finally, after the Manchester miracle, we moved to the Oval. Can India do it? Can India square the series? On a cloudy morning, Shubman Gill did the unthinkable. losing 5 straight tosses. Next time he will carry the Sholay coin. We will tell him to carry the Sholay coin. It's the 50th anniversary of the movie. Each one of us were in panic. Will India lose 2-3? First innings 224. We weren't convinced. Can England score 400? And the way they started, it seemed likely. But what a comeback. And thereafter, it was that man. That man from Hyderabad, DSP Mohammad Siraj. He had started taking control. He was the disciplinarian. He kept England in check. India was back. England 247 and done. Chris Woakes, the unfortunate shoulder injury and the dislocation meant they were a batsman short. In the second innings, India was stellar. Jaiswal with that 100, and finally Washington Sundar with important contributions from Jadeja and the others. KL Rahul was good as well right through the series except that last one, but overall fabulous. Washington Sundar with that last cameo had set it up for India, 374 for England to chase down. Can they do it? Crawley and Duckett started well. Last ball of the day, Siraj absolutely foxed Crawley with that Yorker. India, 9 to go. And thereafter, that dropped catch of Harry Brook and everything seemed done. England 301 for 3. All of us had literally given up. But then, cricket, what do they know of cricket? Who only cricket know. The miracle happened and the final 57 minutes of absolute magic. Gargi was polishing off Tim Wigmore's cherries. Devashish getting wet and taking photographs. I shouting in ecstasy and Shomishta telling me, don't predict. Trisha eating and telling Sunandan Lele, no, you're not supposed to take a bio break. Rohan going completely mad. All of us were just not able to believe what we were seeing unfold. The miracle happened. The tour is done, but memories remain. And this is a video celebrating all of these memories that we have all accumulated over the last 2 months. As I've said, India has drawn the series, but Revsportz won it. Thank you very much for watching.